What's going on, stackers? So in this video I'm going to share with you why you're more than likely not making any sales with your low and no content books over on KDP. So, welcome back to StackinProfit. My name's Paddy, and over here we give you the tools and resources to learn, grow and master passive income streams so that you can live a life of freedom. Now, let's dive straight into this video and go over to Canva. Now, this video is not aimed at everyone. Far from it, just a small group of people. Now, there's an issue that I'm seeing over on Amazon and in the Facebook groups regarding low content book publishing. And that problem is, well, I'm hearing people say, I have 200, 300, 500 books and I'm not making any sales. Why is this? Well, when I start looking further into this, I'm seeing covers like this. The majority of people are trying to publish books like this and then wondering why you're not getting sales. Now, before we actually get into that, stay along for the video. Make sure you watch to the end because there's a lot of very important stuff that I want to cover. And nearer the end of the video, I am going to give you better tips to create better designs, because what I've gone ahead and done is just created a few different covers. You can see one just here, and I've created a whole bunch more as well. And I'm just going to explain how I created this and why you should stop creating books like this if that's what your style is, because this is not designing. This is literally just a background. Well, then again, all designs are like this with the background, fonts and graphics, but this has just been put onto a cover. There's just no thought process gone into it at all. We have a font, two graphics. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look professionally designed. It does not pop on Amazon. And because of all those reasons, you're going to find it extremely hard to make sales. Now, believe it or not, it's not actually that much harder, or any harder at all, to create a design like this than it is to create something like this. Now, all you need to know is a few basic principles. Those principles are, you have a background, you have fonts, and you have graphics. In this case, if we look here, we have the background, we have fonts. Good rule of thumb is normally 2 fonts. I have 3, including that one, but we have fonts, graphics, and the background. So all the elements are exactly the same, as we can see here. It's just designed a lot nicer. And it's not that hard to do. Now, if we take a look at this one again. So let me go over this. You could probably make a few sales here and there. You're not going to make very many. Don't listen to people on YouTube talking about make 10 grand in this niche, make 10 grand in that niche, because that's all irrelevant. It all comes down to your title, your subtitle, your keywords, your cover, your pricing, so many factors. So if you found a niche where you could make 10 grand a month and then made a book cover like this, there's no way you're going to make that type of money. So kind of stop watching those videos and just start practicing. Now, the difference between these two is not a lot. We've already gone over that. We have a cover, or we have the background, we have the fonts, and then we have graphics. Same with this one. But it all comes down to how you design, and the designing takes the time. So you're not going to get good at designing if your skills are like this, and we've all been there. We all start somewhere. Mine were probably actually a lot worse than this when I first started, and now we can see that my designs are a lot better. Now, why is that? Well, it's practice. I have over 4,000 books on KDP now, and because I've created 4,000 books, I've started to get pretty good at designing, as you can see. I'm still not the best because I'm not a graphic designer, but they're a lot better than what I used to do, all because I stick to those main principles. We have the background, we have the fonts, we have the graphics. That's all you need to design. Now, to actually get better at designing is not actually that hard. Again, it just takes time, practice, and consistency. Now, if you want to learn how I create my covers, now I can't put all of this into a video like this on YouTube, so go ahead and check out our free cover creation course. I'll link the link down in the description below if you want to go through and check it out. It's a course all about creating covers on Canva, and it's completely free, so go ahead and check that out. Anyway, I feel like I'm waffling on a little bit, so let's just carry on with this video. Like I said, we have a few main principles: background, fonts, graphics. Now, you can do this the free route or the paid route as well. In my case, I like to use the paid route. Now, why is that? Well, it's because I have a Creative Fabrica account. I actually have a Canva Pro account just here and a Creative Fabrica. Now, when you have a Creative Fabrica membership, you can go in and download things at no extra cost. Now, with Creative Fabrica, I get all my graphics from here and all of my fonts. Now, fonts is a big part of it. Now, I recently did a video how I find all my fonts here on Creative Fabrica. I'll link that video right there in the right hand corner so you can go through and watch it. But on here, with all these fonts, because I have that membership, I can download all of these fonts at no extra cost. So I come in here once a week, once every couple of weeks, or however long, take a look, find some fonts, and then I download them. And again, I don't get charged anything extra because this is all part of the membership here on Creative Fabrica. Now, fonts play a massive part in how your designs look. Same with the graphics. So these fonts just here, I actually got from Creative Fabrica. This one's called Ask Why. So if we go here, go to the top, type in Ask Why font, we can see that it's just here. So this is the font. Let's click on there. If we look just here, we can see that I downloaded it already just here because I have it over here again, because I have that membership. When you have the membership for Creative Fabrica and you pay for a Canva Pro account, your designs can become a million times better. So this one is called Ask Why. This one's called Afternoon Christmas. I really like this font as well. But my point is, when you start investing your profits into your business and buying tools like Canva Pro or Creative Fabrica, you can get fonts and graphics and just make really, really nice designs, because fonts play a massive part in how your covers look. Now, if you were on Amazon and you saw this, and you saw this, which one are you more likely to purchase? You're more likely to purchase this one. This one pops, and with the bright colours, it's going to pop off Amazon and just be more visually appealing compared to something like this. So this isn't even centered. I did that on purpose, and it just looks like a 3-year-old created this. Heck, my nephew could do a better job than this, and this is the issue that I'm seeing. I've created 500 books. I'm not making any sales. Why is that? Well, your books just aren't good enough. Look at this though. This is not designed, and this is an issue I'm seeing everywhere. I'm seeing in the Facebook groups, I'm seeing on Amazon. When I do my research, I'm seeing so many books like this, and then people wondering why they're not actually making any sales. Well, you're not designing. Start designing and start creating books like this. Not like this. I'm not saying go and copy this. Just learn how to create better covers. Now, how do you learn? Through practice, repetition. You have to keep creating. You can create a whole bunch of designs, covers, and then not even publish them. Just use them to actually create, practice, and get better. Now, let me explain how I made this before I show you the other examples. Now remember, all of these are just that. They're examples. So I just found a quote, I turned it into a cover, I did no research. A notebook for nurses or a nurse's notebook might not be profitable. Again, these are just examples, but let me just show you how I created this. So right now we have 3 different fonts. We have this one, which is Ask Why. We have Afternoon Christmas, and we also have this one, Minimalistic. Now all of these are from Creative Fabrica. What I went ahead and done is just started putting the words of the quote on the page, and then I start moving them around until how I want them, which in this case was just like that, with no graphics as well. So they come in later. So let me pull them out like so. And we can see this is how I started off. So I just started putting the words on the page, and then I started playing around with fonts. I have so many fonts, as we can see just here on the left hand side. If that's going to load up, it's not, but I have lots of fonts, and then I just go through all of my fonts, playing around, trying to find combinations that I like. Then once I have the combinations that I like, let's just close this. There we go. Once I have the combinations that I like, I then start adding the elements, the graphics. And in this case, I actually used just Canva because I'm allowed, because I have that Canva Pro. Now, if we just get those graphics back up as well, one top tip that I want to say really quick, if you're using elements on Creative Fabrica, then try and find ones. So if we click off there, try and find ones where you can customize the color. So if we look just here, left hand corner, we can see I can change the colors. Why is this important? Well, if you're using graphics like this, you can change them on the fly, and then you can change the color theme to your book. So that's really, really important as well. But this wasn't really that much harder to create than this, but it just looks a million times better. Now, again, at any point, if you want to learn exactly how I create my covers, because I can't put them all in a free video on YouTube because the video would be way too long, come and check out our free cover course by clicking that link down in the description. I believe it's called Simple Cover Creation, or you can get there by going to simplecovercreation.com. Now, back to here. So I have a few different fonts. I've put them on the page. I've added graphics. I've got a background. The background came from here on Creative Fabrica. No, this isn't Creative Fabrica. This is... Why isn't that opening? I can't get that to open. That's weird. Let me just refresh the page on that for a second. But the background I used is just here on Canva Pro. I even believe that is on the free version of Canva because they have lots of different backgrounds which you can choose from. So if we scroll down and go to backgrounds, we have all these different types just here. And I used patterns, and then I went through them. All these patterns here, you can click on them and then change the color. So that's all I did for this. So that's how I wanted the book. Now from here, this is never my finished cover. Now what I do is duplicate the page, and then I go in and change a few different bits. That could be changing the fonts, that could be changing the graphics, it could be changing the color combination. In this instance, all I did was change the color. So I kept everything the same, and I changed the colors. We can see I went with purple and a pinkish color, still with the blue, because I reckon the blue and the purple looks good together. That's another top tip. You want to be learning about font combinations and also color combinations as well. Now, because I made a variation on this cover, doesn't mean that I'm going to go and publish both, or all three, or all four, all five. It's just process of elimination. I do this, I duplicate, I go in, I change what I want, and then I duplicate again, and then I go in and change again. As we can see just here, I changed the background, kept the same colors and all that, but it's process of elimination. I'll keep doing this till I have a cover that I really like, and then I'll just delete all the others and use the cover that I really like. Don't go and publish all the books that you create because that's pointless. Just find the one that you like the best through process of elimination and changing a few of the graphics or the fonts or the background or the whatever it is. That way, this is how you come up with some really, really nice designs. So we can see I did that on these three. And then on the fourth one, I just went in and changed it completely. Different font, I believe, or I used the same font on all of the words. Afternoon Christmas again. This one doesn't really look that great. Again, I'd spend a lot more time doing this. But then I could just go in, I could duplicate, I can change. And then I can add more graphics, change the background and change stuff until it looks visually appealing. See, this one looks a lot better than that one. So now from here, I would probably go ahead and just delete this. Now on here, it's just the same thing again. We have fonts, we have graphics, and we have a background. These flowers here, these are just graphics as well. And I got these again from Creative Fabrica, because Creative Fabrica is my go-to website. So that's what I do to create covers. And if you're not making any sales or hardly any sales and your books kind of look like this, then sorry, but you need to up your game when it comes to your designing. This right now in 2021 is not going to cut it over on KDP. Yes, you could make a few sales here and there, but you need to be making much better designs that pop off Amazon. Because if we go over to here on Amazon, let me just pause that. There we go. If we come here and type in nurse notebook, then let's just click enter. So again, this is just an example. I don't know if nurse notebook is profitable. I don't know if it's worth actually creating books. All this video is about is an example. So I just want to prove a point. Now with something like this is not going to stand out. So when people are actually searching through Amazon, taking a look for the products that they want to purchase, they need to pop, they need to stand out. So something like this isn't going to stand out on Amazon. It's not going to get many clicks, and if it doesn't get many clicks, it's not going to get many sales. Whereas something like this stands out, this pops, this looks a hell of a lot better. This is actually designed. Now if we go back down to here, this, the blue, would actually pop on Amazon and it would get noticed. Now this style probably wouldn't be that great for a nurse notebook. You would have to do research into that. But again, these are all just examples. You need to be designing, and you need to be designing covers that pop off of Amazon. If you don't, you're going to find it extremely hard to make sales if you keep creating books like this. Again, it doesn't take that much more effort to create something like this than it does this, just a little bit more. And it just comes down to consistency, patience, and always be trying to improve on your design. So put in the work, start practicing, start making lots of different covers in lots of different niches. Remember, you don't have to publish those books. It just comes down to practice, and trying to get better at your designs. As we can see right here from my designs, they're actually pretty good compared to something like this. And again, it just comes down because I've made so many books now. Now, remember, please remember that all this, what I've just showed you, is an example. I don't know if a nurse notebook is actually profitable. I don't know about the quotes. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. All this was just about an example, explaining why you're probably not making sales. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been StackinProfit, and I'll see you again soon.